And so we'll start with Joe. Joe, tell us how much it meant because back then y'all didn't have a budget.
Yeah, we according to the current teacher I talked to, they still don't. But I made it all kind of work. But it was definitely a good game changer for our program to do the tools for school stuff. It was great working with you and Redline or geez,
Hey, Tech.
ATAC. Sorry, and Sheila when she was there, and it was a great program, and it really got the school involved and stuff. So like we had the whole school involved. It was us against Okeechobee was the other big one there at the time, and I had kids at the last minute like running out of class, running to other classes, and like vote for this, and like just they got so excited, and it really brought a lot of awareness to our program in the school and in the community. So
It did. And back then you all didn't have much of a budget, did you? Wasn't your budget like $3,000 and you told me you had enough money?
yeah, I had like 1,500 to 2 grand a year to
Yeah.
support all my classes.
And there's no way you could have bought and when you talk about ATEC, that was back then.
56. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a $2,400 tool. And then when you talk about red line detection also came back around and
Yeah, they donated us one of the Total Smoke Pros that you were talking about earlier,
and
and
that's
that was a big thing for the school too. And that tool, I know you were talking about earlier. I wanted to chime in. Like that thing is it's user repairable too. So like, I ended up having something go on with it. We diagnosed it over the phone. They sent me the parts out. I changed it out, and boom, it was back in service. It was really cool to see how easy to fix it was. So the technician or student can go through and diagnose and fix it and get the parts from the company, and it's back up and running.
and we got Adam on here and we just got back from a visit with Adam, David, Art,
Andrew.
and so it was amazing to see his program. To show you some of the schools that we're dealing with is Adams School, Bonneville High School, also won the Wix Filters School of the Year, which is like a huge honor. They're actually participating this year. They'll be out there. Now, is the competition at SEMA or is it at Apex for the Hot Rodders of Tomorrow, Adam?
It is at SEMA.
Okay. Because I saw you were wanting to go over to Joe's Garage, and so I was a little confused there. I asked Kurt. I get confused sometimes, don't I, Kurt?
A lot. Oh, I didn't mean to say that for you, Kurt.
So tell us a little bit about what it meant. And the big deal when we were there was we saw, we talk about this crosstown rivalry. I can't even say that word right. But y'all help each other.
Yes. Yes, we do. Sorry.
It's okay, David.
I had to thank John. I was literally under a car. He texted me. Hey, he's like, "You're missing it." I'm like, "Yeah, it's at 6." And he goes, "Yeah, at Texas time." I'm
There
like,
you go,
so I'm connecting through my phone, running up to my office, trying to clean up so I could be on a better than that. And then my phone hasn't turned off, so I threw it out the office so that way I don't get a weird feedback.
So tell us what it meant to be involved in this.
Oh, it was so much fun doing the Z-Line competition with Roy High School. I wish Aaron would have been on here so we could have been bantering. We've been bantering. We had a college tour yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And so the both of us were there, and our two high schools are relatively close. We're within 7 miles of each other. And it is so fun because we called each other like, "Okay, we're on the bus. Where are you at? Where are you at?" And we're already competing just to get to the show. And that was the same thing with the competition with the votes. And we're like, "Okay, how many you got? How many you got?" And we just kept going back and forth. And he had a significant lead over us. I mean, thousands. And I did this one last push because I know it was coming up to our last day. And so I pushed out to our community. We have 5 cities that feed us. And so I was like, "Hey, come on, we can't lose to Roy." Roy only has one city that feeds them, the city of Roy. And we did. We beat him. And it was funnier because when I got on, I didn't see the numbers anymore. You guys locked them off. But he saw the numbers right before that happened. He goes, "You're like, 12, 1,500 ahead of us." I'm like, "What? No, that's not right." So it's been just fun poking at him. But what's really great, he's another young guy like me that is so energetic, just wants to do so much for the students. We're right now trying to work out a data or a competition between the two schools in addition to this. So we're looking at building drift trucks with the local racetrack that we have here. We both took 2 days off next week to go around and visit some people. We're going to actually go visit with Cecil next week.
All right.
2 weeks on the 18th, we're going to go visit with him. And yeah, we both want to make some moves.
The big deal is when we talk about the numbers and turning them off. We had to get with Kurt and Jonathan, and Kurt and Jonathan, tell us a little bit about that, because it was like, okay, now we don't want them to see and then and quit because they're like way behind or don't think they can catch. We had a reason for that, didn't we?
Yeah, it ended up being, we were seeing some boating slow down, so we decided to turn off the numbers so people didn't have a clue. And honestly, our IT company does it, so at that point we didn't have a clue.
Over the weekend, it was like, hey, Sunday evening, and then Monday morning, we came in and said, Kurt, Jonathan, you have the deal? Who won?
I don't know. I had to wait for Erica to tell me. They don't allow me in the backside of our website at all, so I'd crash it immediately.
And it was like, wow, it was really neat. That worked out just great doing that. And now we got Karen. Karen, are you where you can talk? Here she comes.
Yeah, actually I am. It's really good to see you guys.
So tell us about it, because your grandson goes to Corona High School.
No, actually, I have to correct you because they'll kill me if I don't. It's he goes to Hemet.
Hemet. Okay.
Hemet.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like Corona.
All of us know. I don't always get all the names right, do I?
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, I just want to start by just thanking all of you for making this possible. This energized the community out here like crazy, and everything you said about the voting was absolutely true. And what happens out here, and again, well, some of you don't know this, but I was in public education for 25 years. I started as a substitute teacher and retired as the superintendent. I've watched the morphing of, auto shop and auto tech out of, and I'm a hands-on person. I build race cars. I race cars. I'm a car nut, and I've been just really like languishing in myself, saying, how can we bring this back? And this competition energized the schools that are on here now, or those of you who were part of it. I know it made a big difference. And whatever happened with the voting, if you can get, this was the secret. You get the PTA or your ASB moms in, and they are going to find a way to crack whatever you make for whatever the back end is. These people are amazing. When they want something, they're going to make it happen. So when you took the voting off, I mean, everybody was like, their hand wringing, and they're like, what's going to happen? We don't know. So then they just went out and got more votes. They're like, all right, fine. We just can't give up. And they kept pushing. But not necessarily completely as a result of this competition, but new energy was sent over to the auto shop and auto tech program that Josh Thompson does out here. And we all know that in schools, they are some of the best programs that can happen for young people. So I'm just like an avid fan of all of it. And I can't thank, I saw Kim talking earlier about what you guys are donating from there. That's fantastic. I know Alex from Redline. Again, Jeff, we did that interview up there with them. Alex Parker and the whole Redline group are just amazing people. I just am a true champion and a fan of this. I'm grateful. And if you know a school that's not involved, you better get them involved, or, for the rest of us, don't get anybody involved, because then we want to win again.
So what do you think when I say this is going to be epic, I mean, this last one was like Milton
Yeah.
was hitting it out of the ballpark. And now we brought in these other companies. Jim jumped on board with us. Alex jumped on board. Uh, Chad over at Top Don. What do you think
Mhm.
about this package now?
Oh my gosh. And as I'm sure anyone on here could echo the whole concept of, gratitude, enthusiasm, and I cannot be more grateful, honestly, for the people who see the wisdom and forward thinking of creating this program. And again, back to the founders here who you have here and who are looking after this. Your generosity is incredible, and it is making a difference in schools. It's igniting schools. It's bringing back what we need, because we know there are lots of kids in programs that, I'm sorry, I would probably be a heretic for saying it, but not everybody needs to go to a 4-year college. There's
Amen.
great jobs out there. The industry is looking for people. I work closely with SAE and other places and trying to get them into the industry. We're doing a lot of stuff at SEMA with that. I'm on SEMA subcommittees. What's happening is grassroots right here, and you guys should be commended. And I'm really glad to hear you guys won the Snap-on Award. I love Snap-on. Those guys are great. So, I'm your biggest fan.
There you go.
They've done an amazing job. Kurt is like the first one jumping on board. He's
Yep.
the first one reaching out. He's the first one stepping out there, saying, "Let's do that." When I first talked to Kurt at SEMA last year, and he was like, oh my gosh, it was like I didn't have to say very much at all, because it was like the light bulb went off. It was like he saw the value on donating to the schools versus putting the money in a magazine ad or whatever, and that not that many see, and it was like Kurt was it was amazing, wasn't it, Kurt? I just started talking and Kurt goes, "I want in," and it was like, wait a minute, I usually have to talk a long time. Nope. And then Kurt goes,
A long time ago, I started out as a technician, so I understand the training that's needed and that to move forward. And one of their biggest expenses are your tools, and there's shop bought tools, and then there's technician bought tools, and sometimes the shops owners are downright cheap. They won't buy it unless they absolutely have to. In the school funding, as they're saying, $1,500, $2,000 budget is nothing. You can't even buy a Bosch scan tool. It's $5,000 now. So, anything we can do to help. We all have advertising dollars to spend, and we choose to spend some of it here.
And we appreciate that so much.
Yes.
And the same with Kim. Kim was sharing me how, and Karen, before you get off, I want to ask you, you need to change that show out there to the Fab Five place out there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Let's do it.
But Kim, I talked to her, and Kim shared a little bit of the story that y'all been helping schools. You see the value.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have another line also that we run in the fume extraction for the welding industry. So we do a lot of the weldathons, the Arkansas welding competitions, the Indiana welding competitions, and the prizes always go to students, and we do a lot of sponsorships. And obviously our philosophy is that if you have these students training with your tools and equipment in their educational period, that they will then use them in their professional future. And so it's been a nice way for us after I met John and Jeff to basically be able to participate on the automotive side, because we're all about training. We work a lot with shop owners and mobile technicians because they're the people who buy our products. It's not necessarily the distributors who sign the checks that send the POs to us, right? In the end, it's the feet on the street. It's the people in the shops that are using the products. And that's what we really want to connect with, because the value is, way beyond the donation dollars for us.
Well, we appreciate so much, and like I said, I wanted to be the person announcing this, as this is going to be epic.
Yes,
And
it
so
is.
now we're going to get all these ones to start sharing it out. And again, you know, Kim has different channels than Milton Industry has, and to share it out, to get it out more. And Karen jumped in big time last time, reaching out to some of the different channels, sharing this because of the value to the schools. And so we appreciate so much. We appreciate Alex and Redline Detection. They couldn't be on. And I don't know if it's our connection deals, and then Chad with
We're probably in Canada.
with Top Don.
Cool.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to you and John for all that you guys do for the schools and stuff. I know all of us appreciate what you guys have been doing, and to all the sponsors, you know, Milton, I had the opportunity to speak with them, and Jonathan's one of my EV classes. We formed a good friendship out of this stuff. Alex from Redline, you know, we have a good relationship with them as well. So it's great to see all these awesome companies hopping in and giving out some much needed technology for the schools to really help push the new future technicians forward. And I really appreciate everything that everyone's doing for it.
It's just unbelievable the amount of attention that a school can get, that a program can get from being involved in these contests. And without our sponsors, you know, Milton Industries, which is all under the umbrella of State Line by Milton, LTI, Promax, and of course, you guys even fit Steck in there, and then with associated equipment, and like she said, they have two different lines, and of course, all the chargers, and you know, we'll be showing some more of those as we go along. And then Alex with Redline Detection, the smoke machines, and of course now they're into the EV battery leak locators, and then with Top Don into the diagnostics. And this is stuff the schools need. So
Amen.
it's, you know, I can't tell you how thankful I am that that y'all are, you know, agree, and you come in and partner with me to do this. And the whole reason is let's get these out to the schools. So y'all be sure and share every bit of this. We know iCar does a ton of stuff. Joel's with iCar now, and they do a ton of stuff with this. And so I just expect this to even grow more. Hopefully, we'll see it in some of the trade magazine blast outs between next week and when we start the voting. So